Often when someone becomes a follower of Jesus Christ, the people that will be the most offended at you and will be most resistant to your message are the people that are closest to you. Your family, the people of your own household, your friends, those people who know you, who are most familiar with you. And I'll tell you exactly why, and I'll tell you what you can do about it. But first, let's have a look in the Bible, because this happened to Jesus himself. We see in Matthew chapter 13, when he was in Nazareth, it says, is this not the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary? Are not his brothers James and Joseph and Simon and Judas? Are not all of his sisters with us? Where did this man get all of these things? And they took offense at him. But Jesus said to them, a prophet is not without honor, except in his hometown and in his own household. It's very interesting, because when you become a Christian or you're trying to communicate the message of Christ, often the hardest people it can be to reach are those people who are closest to you. And there might be different reasons for this. People might have known you before you came to Christ, and they see that, well, this person was just like this. They don't really take you seriously. They think maybe you're going through a phase. They think maybe you're even losing your mind. Those same people as well, because they're so familiar with you, they think this is just so-and-so. This is just Matt. Are you telling me that this ordinary person has the answers to the biggest questions of life that people are trying to debate and understand, and no one's agreeing upon? That this person has the answer? Of all the people that would have the answer? Really? But what they're not recognizing is that you're not actually professing to have the answer in and of yourself. You're professing to know the one who has the answer, which is Jesus Christ, the one who is reliable. He fulfilled hundreds of prophecies written hundreds and thousands of years before he came to earth. And he historically rose from the dead. He's proved himself reliable. And you're just pointing to him. You've got nothing in and of yourself, but because of who you are, people will shut down that message straight away. And like I said, maybe because of who you've been in the past. And oftentimes as well, people can profess things very easily. And there is a lot of hypocrisy that goes on in religion and Christianity, and in everything for that matter. But people really have in their minds that Christianity is filled with hypocrisy. And people want to see someone living with integrity. People want to actually see a person's life being different. It's not about what they say, but it's about how they live. And this brings me to the point of how we can handle this. It may be painful to be rejected by those people closest to us. We so desperately want to communicate this message to them. Maybe we're doing it in humility and in love, but we're being labeled as arrogant and self-righteous. And who are you to tell me that the way that I'm living is wrong? Or who are you to tell me that you have the answers, and all of that? And what we need to recognize is that we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. This is a spiritual battle, and we're not to take anything personally. We need to expect opposition, because these people are blinded to the truth. But what we can do is that we can be the greatest example that we can be. And we might get tired of that because we feel like we're living a consistent life for Christ, but nothing's changing. The people around us, they're still resistant to us. They're still calling us names. They're still completely closed off. But I tell you one thing. It is very hard to ignore someone that is living a consistently righteous life, living in the fruits of the Spirit, day after day after day. When other people are getting angry, you're staying calm. When other people are getting vengeful, you're loving. When other people are taking offense at things, you're allowing those offenses to just pass by. And there are people who will just harden their hearts to the point that they're not going to listen to anything. But I tell you what, when you're living in that way, people will take notice. There's something inside of them, even if they don't say a word to you, that they're going to, over time, but you know what? This person's different. There's something that's taken place in this person. I know that person. I know what they were like. And I see what they're like now. They're completely different. And what that can do is that can bring credibility to your witness. And that can be the opportunity from which you can speak into someone's life. And who knows, one day someone close to you might say, you know what? I actually want to know more about this. Tell me. And maybe they're in a place where they're ready to hear it. So what I want to say to you is, don't be discouraged if people are rejecting you, if they're rejecting the message. Just focus on living like Christ, on allowing God to work through you and minister to the people around you. Pray for these people and leave the results up to God, and keep being the most faithful witness you can be. I can understand if it's hurtful and you feel rejected and you so desperately want people to hear you, but put your trust in God, live for Him, be faithful, and when the opportunity comes, preach the gospel, but most importantly, live the gospel and give people the opportunity to see the mighty power of the Holy Spirit operating in your life. Leave your comments, friends. Would love to hear from you. Let's chat in there, and I'll talk to you soon.